this is how we do it.
Yes.
We record, we put on WhatsApp, no, not on WhatsApp, on YouTube, and then I share with you. You go through it, and then we can share with the third person party. And if we find these things in social media public there, and you see people criticizing or talking badly, because when you are approving, you might not be aware of the repercussion, or maybe with our busy schedule, you might have not had enough time to look at it critically. Then you just alert me, Mr. Odhiambo, the meeting we had in you is already in the public domain and the people are criticizing. I'm not comfortable. So what do? I just go back to the account and put it on private, so that if anybody accesses it, they don't get the information. So that's the control measure.
That is very clear.
Yeah, okay. So we are already recording.
Yes.
So my name is Pius Odhiambo. I come from Uganda, and I was told you come from Ugunja.
Yes, I come from Ugunja, but I know the later part of Uganda because I was born and brought up and schooled in both Ukwala and Ndambira high schools.
So you are an alumni of Ukwala Boys High School?
Yes.
Oh, which years?
78 to 81.
So there's a guy called Uduge. He was working here as an immigration officer in the Kenyan embassy here in the US. And he also went to Kuala. I don't know whether he was 81 or after you. Do you know him? Peter Uduge?
Yeah, Uduge by clan, he's my cousin, he's my brother.
So you also know Dominic Uduge?
Dominic just is my brother. He just recently retired from Herufi House.
Yes.
He's a brother.
So Peter Duge is my neighbor here in the US. He knows up to my house. Yeah. So if you don't find me on the social media and you need him physically, you just tell Peter Duge, but take me to Mr. Odhiambo's house, and you will get.
Yes.
And Daniel also knows me up to my house. When he comes to America, I'm the one who picks him from the airport. I'm the one who hosts him, stuff like that.
Very good.
I think that's very clear. So my home is near Luero Primary School. If you go to Luero Primary School and say you want to go to my home, Kiswate or Kiswahili Tekelezi, you just take it. In fact, from Sega, you go to Sega, they tell you about Adwa the Dalagija Kiswate.
Yes. Correct.
Kiswate.
I know that one.
Okay. So that's how to trace me.
Yes, for me, when you happen to be at Ugunja Catholic Church,
yes,
on the way to Savannah,
yes,
at the church there, the church just 10 meters, or within the church environment there, when you're facing Savannah, opposite the church, you'll see a Maram Road, which I developed just 1 year ago. It is a Maram Road. That Maram Road goes to my home. Is exactly 300 meters from there.
Oh, okay. Then
next to primary school. Yeah.
Next to Ugunja Primary School.
Yes, but you approach it from the Catholic Church, it is exactly 300 meters. You see that Maram Road goes to my home.
So Korondo is the head teacher for Ugunja Primary School.
Yeah, Mwalimu Kuruna, I know him.
So Mwalimu knows your home.
Yes.
So Mwalimu went to school with some of my cousins.
Yes.
One of them is called Joseph Oyengo.
Yes.
And another one is called Michael Ochola. Michael Ochola used to work with the Minister of Health, Kisumu, and he has retired. Joseph Oyengo was a head teacher for a very long time. Home Vihiga, and he also retired recently.
Okay.
Yeah, his father, who is my uncle, died recently after clocking over 100 years. And I did
buried where?
At home. And I did a clip because to live beyond 100 years is not easy. Maybe after this meeting, I'll share that one with you for your leisure time.
No.
To show you that we are involved, we know what is happening on the ground. And we are with the people. We are not out of touch, we are in touch.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm happy to get in touch with you. So this meeting will end. We started a few minutes to 10. It's now 3 minutes past 10. We want it to end at 10:30 exactly. So you remind me when it is 5 minutes to 10:25. That's my time this side. On your
Okay.
side, it must be, what time is it?
It's
7?
5 minutes past 6.
Huh?
5 minutes past 6.
Yes, 5 minutes past 6. So when it is 6,
6:25.
yes, you remind me so that we wind up.
No problem.
Okay, so that is great. Now,
Yes.
right now, we don't have the money because we are starting and we have not cut any deal. So the job we want you to do for us is very simple. Once we have done our documents, we have our experts who are volunteers who are drafting this documentation and what have you. Before we take it to any entity for official business, we want you just to go through it, peruse through it, and give us advice from legal point of view. So that is the role we want you to do right now. And now immediately we sign the first contract. And before we sign that part of the contract they're going to give us, we're going to give you that contract. You look at it and you advise us legally. Are we to make case or we are right on point? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are right on point.
Yeah.
And we will be working with Daniel directly because Daniel is accessible. You can meet him, things like that. So that's the role we want you right at now. Now, after volunteering and you succeed, how will you make your money or how will you make your cut? Because that is the main question. Very simple. So we have told the universities that we are too expensive, they cannot hire us. And they don't have the skill. The skills we have is not available anywhere in Africa. And they have acknowledged that. And we also told them, I cannot resign from my job from the US to come back in Kenya for a job which is going to pay me, which is not even going to pay me a quarter of what I make here.
Yeah.
And my family is everything there. So I told them, unless they employ technology, we are sorry, we can't proceed. And they have accepted to adopt the technology. The first university we are engaging on a very serious note. So when we employ technology, there are two things that are going to happen. We can't allow students to just log in Zoom and I'm teaching here from the US. We don't know whether they are on autopilot or they're in class. So the first thing, it requires discipline to attend an online class through Zoom. So the first thing we are going to do is to make sure that we have the staff on the ground to confirm that the students are actually physically present.
Yeah.
Because I need to be sure that I'm not talking to myself.
Yes.
Yeah, because at the end, after some time, we'll be judged by our results. If we produce graduates who cannot perform on the job market, there will be no job for us.
True. That is true.
Yes. That is one. And we are very impressed with cooperative. Other universities are very rigid. Okay. Now, we also told them that we are not from the academia. We are just industry experts. And since we are industry experts, we know what the industry needs. So that is that. Now, after getting, in fact, I'm looking for like 6 universities to prototype.
Yes.
Because hiring a data scientist is very expensive, a university cannot afford. Even in Kenya, in the government, the government have not known even the value of a data scientist. And there are a lot of wastages, resources going at waste. If they could hire data scientists in each of their departments, they will cut their wastages by quarter.
Mm.
And this is because they are ignorant, they don't know. So we want to create a sensitization so that they know if they spend money to employ a data scientist, the value the data scientist is going to bring to their business.
Right.
And once we do this, and somebody in the government understands, then the main job we are going to give you is to engage the county governments for the 47 of them. We might not get all of them, but we can get 3 or 4. Like the county government of Trans Nzoia is already asking for our services. We told them to wait to put the structures in place. We'll get back to them. So what we have is this, it's simple. We want the county governments to sponsor students from their counties, just a few, to come and study our courses. Of course, the certification will be offered by the universities. We are collaborating, but we are going to do the teaching. So that these students can go and work for them. Each county can hire maybe a lady and a gentleman, like that. And then let these people work for them. And then let them compare the wastages they had in their budget before they brought in the data scientists, and how they are cutting down the wastages in their budget after bringing in the data scientists trained by us. And because hiring a data scientist is very expensive, then training a data scientist is also very expensive, more expensive than a medical doctor. Because technically there's no profession called data science. It's a group of professions. Like we can have a medical doctor who's a data scientist and is working in the medical field, things like that. So you have to train as a medical doctor. Then after training a medical doctor, you go for retraining again to become a data scientist. That is why it is expensive. In terms of time, in terms of input, things like that. Now, when the county realizes that there's a lot of value they are creating, and because they have sponsored these students, we will negotiate so that when they start working, they are not paid salaries like the data scientists outside there, because we trained you. You need to work for us for some time before you can go outside there and look for those big jobs. So we can bind them. We can bind them to work for the county government like for 3 years. If they leave after 3 years, then they pay back the money that was used to educate them. Stuff like that. So if we will be able to convince even just 10 counties, you already have one which has expressed interest, then at that point now, we will now need Kenya now to export the scale. And our days exporting the scale will now go outside in other countries, sell the idea to those governments, whatever structure they have, and also the universities, so that their students come to universities in Kenya virtually to learn data science. These universities will be collaborating with. Now, after they graduate, the same thing. And by this, we shall be carrying out what is called data revolution in Africa, which is already happening in the developed world. And at that point, we can even approach the African Union to sponsor our services. We can approach the World Bank. We can approach the IMVC. And definitely, there will be need for a legal expert to lead the negotiations, because we are not legal experts. We are just data scientists. Daniel is just a peace expert. He's not a legal expert. And why do we are bringing Daniel on board? Simple, because we intend to roll this program in other countries outside Kenya. And we already, the Global Peace Foundation already has got offices in those countries. So if we collaborate with them, it will be easier to penetrate the market through their offices.
That's true.
So I hope up to this point, you are getting something.
Yes, I'm really getting something, and if I may respond.
Yes. I want you to respond and ask you up to that point.
Yes. One, I must repeat again that I'm happy that you are giving me the opportunity. First, joining this worthy cause is for me very, very important. And secondly, you started with the issue of the money. I think for the time being, I started my company 19, 20 years ago without money. I have survived up to now. And now when I was interested in this, you are developing Blue Nile and analytical. I think the most important thing for me, having listened to your discussion with, you sent me that YouTube where you are having a discussion with your team, Bushuru, Chemitei, and Dr. Okumu Agran, about the cooperative university and how you want to move. And having read the letter, I think I'm satisfied and at peace. One is that I only needed to say something. I confirm that I want to be part of the team. Whether you want to put me where, it does not matter to me, but it's important provided that even if you say in your directors there, I am part of them, and you know internally that maybe I'm looking into the legal aspect, that's good enough. Secondly, the discussion that you had with the first client, the university, the cooperative university, in coming to operation, I think the issue here is a question of the MOU.
Yes.
But the MOU, I can add the following.
Yes.
You have already introduced your idea and the university seems to have accepted.
Yes.
So the next moment is to have 3 stages. One is for you to propose the terms of engagement into the whole thing. They will come back to you with their terms. Of course, you'll give in the details. They also give that, like Dr. Kumu said, they already have the provision for postgraduate and diploma, and then there are the certificates and those they will retain. Naturally, at the university, they retain the main tender, and they are the hosts. And you have questioned the issue of payment. Then they have agreed that payment has to be received by the university. The MOU will get all those terms, yes, and will be very clear. The other thing is a question of standardization. Really, you are professionals, but you'll be working within the university standardization, and you are the people doing the deliverables. Those ones will be within the MOU. Then the certification, that naturally you cannot, BNA for now cannot independently give the certification. That has to come from the university. This will be within the MOU. Then the question of receipt of money distribution, which you said 6832, that can still be negotiated unless it is a policy. And that negotiation would, you as BNA would come from what we call comparative analysis. That means you have experienced this somewhere in America or anywhere. How is it done? Is that ratio reasonable? Those are the things you can, then those will come into the MOU. Then that MOU, when you propose the terms, first of all, you promote the objective and you bring in the terms, and then they will tell you, yes, these are the things. Then at that level, once I will work with them together with their legal department and come back with a first draft to the directors of BNA and the council and the university, and so that it is harmonized. Then it comes to the second draft, so that it is harmonized, and the third and final draft, which now brings the basis of networking and collaboration in the totality of your idea, the acceptance, and the way forward.
Okay, great. It means that you actually understand the video and you are able to articulate the content of the video. Now, thank you for that. Now, what I want you to do as at now,
yes,
just to be the legal advisor to Daniel.
That is okay.
And also because I'm in the US, there are some meetings that I can't attend and the job is too much. So once we reach a stage like that one, cooperative university, you, Daniel, and either Chemitei or Ubushuru, you are the people who are readily available for a face-to-face meeting. And then after the face-to-face meeting, you can get me a brief summary. Yes. Yeah, yes. Stuff like that and move forward. But so I'll be doing my work up to a certain level. When they are convinced, I push it to your desk. Like now, cooperative university, I want to pull out, yes, and put it on your desk. That's the only thing that I'm going to provide, is the curriculum. Yes. Yeah, is the curriculum. And then they also put their input, stuff like that. Then from there, those ones we pull them to your desk. Yeah. Then another thing, they must also agree to change the way they teach. We cannot teach traditionally the way they teach. So they are the resource people that we are going to agree. They're going to provide a classroom. They're going to provide students. They're going to provide computers. They're going to provide, most of the softwares we use are open source. So that one is not an issue. And then they also need to give us access to their data. Because it's data science, we need live data from the database. We don't just want to teach these students with theoretical data got online. We need real data. And it's because it is cooperative university, we need to know also if the university's owned has got any relationship with the cooperative bank. If it does, is the bank able to give us access to their data so that we use this data to train their students? That is very, very important. And also, because it's a cooperative university, there's also cooperative. I used to have Mwalimu cooperative. So I believe there must be some, apart other than bank, there must be some cooperative somewhere, which has got also a lot of data, financial, that one you also need to talk to that body. If they're related, they can give access to their data so that we use that data to teach the students, and also use that data to help them make data-driven decisions in managing their organization. So this thing is going to come with a lot of benefit, so they understand. So in a class, we will need a professor who can teach from anywhere.
Yes.
Then we will need a teaching assistant trained by Blue Nile Analytica who will be physically present in the class.
Yeah.
Although the class will be virtual, but we want the student from cooperative university to be physically present. It's only the lecture, which is virtual. But for the time being, because we don't know their discipline, the student should be physically present. And if we realize that there are some students who are very disciplined,
yes,
and are having challenges with accessing the classrooms, accessing cooperative university physically, then we can give them exemptions to attend from home. But they have to qualify for that. Then another thing, if a student is absent and is unable to come to cooperative university physically, and on the day of the class, he can also not log in, the lessons are going to be recorded. So the student has to watch the recording, do the assignment, and there are surveys that we are going to do, whose data will be coming to me directly to show that the students have already watched the video and have done the assignment, stuff like that, so that we don't just, they don't take advantage that we are to put us on a scenario whereby we are just talking to ourselves. So those are the mechanisms we are going to raise, and the university is likely to question, because this is not the way they do things. So you as the legal expert, when you go to this, you need to defend our position, the reasons why we are doing this. Then another thing that is very important, somebody may ask, or the university may ask, when you go to a meeting, if you have agreed that you are going to work with us and we are going to give the certificates, why are you bringing the other universities? Why can't you just work with us? They do not have the capacity to handle the kind of students that we are imagining to have. They don't have the capacity. That's number one. Then number two, they don't have the capacity to pay for the services that we are going to bring on board. Like one of the human resources we are going to bring on board is a data scientist, a fully fledged data scientist. It's called full stack data scientist. Getting a full stack data scientist in Kenya is not easy. So we may hire one abroad, like a student who came here to study, is not an American citizen, and is having difficulties in penetrating the market. All that, we can convince such a student to come back to Kenya with half a pay what's offered here in Kenya, in America's salary for the data science. And even with still half a pay, I'm very sure the vice chancellors will not accept any staff who will earn more than what they earn.
That's okay. Now we are remaining with 5 minutes.
Yes, thank you.
But I can tell you that occasionally I also teach at a university.
Yes.
And therefore, the question of getting the attendance of the class is something that I have one-on-one experience. The creation of the attendance list and ensuring that this is done, that's okay.
Okay.
The most important thing is the availability of the infrastructure, like in this case, the laptops or the computers, but that you have said somewhere, so that's okay.
The laptops, that will be the responsibility of the student. In this program, for you to be admitted, the student must buy a laptop.
Correct.
And the software, and most of the softwares are free. So
Yeah.
that will be no problem. Just a laptop with office software.
No problem.
The one that are expensive will ask the university, but the university already have those softwares. So we just
Yes.
need access. So
Yes.
that I think we are on the same page. Now, when we hire this data scientist who is
Yes.
earning more than what the vice chair is earning, how are we going to make sure that we are able to hire him? This staff, we cannot make it to be a member of staff of the university. This staff is going to be a member of staff of Blue Nile Analytica.
Yes,
So,
but in terms of payment, that should not be an issue because
yes,
the professional you are hiring will be paid from the income. Is that not so?
yeah, from the income from my end.
And the income must be within that 32% or whatever percentage you have agreed.
Yeah, 68% and whatever.
Yes, and
Okay.
if that is so, then
I think you have understood the structure and I'm impressed.
yes.
So at this point, just let me know if you have any questions so that we end.
No, the only thing, I don't have a question for now, but what I can tell you is that with this, therefore, you are empowering me to later on in the night or tomorrow to reach Daniel, and we can move on pending the receipt of this other documentation you should get, and then pending the formal invitation by the university and to start the process of.
We have a
yes.
schedule we are working on.
Yes.
We want the draft memorandum, high-level memorandum of understanding without details, to be ready by 15th of February.
Yes.
Then my draft syllabus, I want it to be ready by 15th of February. My draft syllabus from my end, because there are those common university units which are going to be offered by the university.
Yeah.
The draft should be ready by 20th of February, so that we move back and forth, we move the department, whatever. So on 28th, all of us converge for a 2 hours meeting.
Yeah.
And the time is 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Is that a good time for you?
9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Kenyan time.
Kenyan time, and 28th being one.
Yes.
Well, what is the date of 28th?
You know,
it is in February.
Is a Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay, fine, that's okay.
But if you are not able to attend, the beauty of us is we share with you the recording, then you give feedback.
No, the 28th is a Tuesday, is okay.
Okay. So now what I want you to do when you talk with Daniel, I made him the admin for the team we have. We already have a team, and you are going to be the first legal expert we are adding to the team. So ask Daniel when you meet with him that I've said he adds you to the team, because even with him there's a discussion you're going to discuss with him, stuff like that. And by virtue of sharing this recording with him, he shall know ahead the nitty-gritty of what we have discussed.
That is okay.
And before I share with him, I'll share the recordings with you so that you give me an okay.
No problem.
And even after giving me an okay, you realize that there's some information that we don't need to reach the public. You just ask me to remove it.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay.
That is okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Unless you have any other question, I think it is exactly 10:25. Yeah. 26. There's like a few minutes there. No, your time was ahead by 2 minutes. We have like 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, so we are agreement. After you have shared with me, I will talk to I'll talk to Daniel in the night or tomorrow morning. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So our next meeting will be a 2 hours meeting. On the 28th. Yeah, on RS9 now, yes, on 28th. But in between, if there's something that we need, I can call you for a very quick meeting, and there will be 30 minutes. My one-to-one meeting with you will also always be 30 minutes. No problem. Okay. Or even if you have something, you just let me, I need to have a meeting with you to clarify this, but just bear in mind, it must be an agenda that can be accomplished within 30 minutes. We keep it short and clear. That is okay. Thank you very much. Erokamano Jadot. Erokamano, but the most important thing is that I am offering a file for this. I needed you to send me what shall I say? Maybe a compliment or a letterhead with the details. It is important for me to have it. So that when I put the names. That one I'm sending immediately. Thank you. A letterhead with my details. Thank you. We'll also open for you an email account with Blue Nile Analytica domain. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, bye.
Bye.